Hey guys, welcome to That Florida Feeling. How is everybody this week? I hope everybody's having a good week. I mean, it's been pretty rainy here, but it's Florida. It's hurricane season. It rains every afternoon. You just kind of get used to it, right? Thank you guys to everybody who's interacted with the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok pages. Again, you guys are awesome. I love the memes. I love the posts. Thank you. I love seeing what you guys post. It's stuff I would never have thought of or didn't even see on Facebook. So thank you for adding to the page and the group. Again, thank you for helping make this podcast successful. Without you guys, I probably wouldn't still be doing this. I did not do a poll this week. I failed at polling. I moved, actually. I moved today. So I'm recording this from my new place in this is still South Florida. Yeah, I'm still in South Florida. So I moved this week. So forgive me for not doing a poll. There'll be one again next week. And it'll be a fun one. It'll be one of those random questions. So today I want to talk about the fact that Florida is a really strange place. Like, we know it's a strange state. We have Florida man. We have things that just shouldn't happen. We have hurricanes, we have alligators, we have ghosts, we have love bugs, Florida man, and just so many other things that you just kind of get used to living in Florida. And you go out of Florida and you tell people these things and they look at you like you're crazy and you're just kind of used to it. And people that don't live in Florida really just don't get it. You know, like, it's here. When you come back from, like, you leave Florida, you come back, and there's just really no place like it. I personally have done that, and I can say that. And Florida makes many things that seem strange seem normal. And today we're going to explore one of those things. And the one that I want to really explore today comes from the 1940s. And it's 1948. Picture yourself in 1948 on Clearwater Beach. And you're walking down the beach and you look down and you see this large three-toed footprint. It's Clearwater Beach, right? Where, they're used to drunks and weird things happening, but not that kind of weird thing happen. It wasn't the typical snowbird. It wasn't a drunk. It wasn't a random bear swimming in the Gulf, which we've had recently. So they didn't really know why or what this large three-toed thing was that just appeared on their beach. And that's exactly what happened. In February of 1948, the people of Clearwater Beach were drawn to the beach, not because it's a beautiful beach, not because of the beautiful sunsets, but because of a large, mysterious three-toed footprint in the sand. The footprint measured 14 inches long and 15 inches across. That is a large footprint, you guys. That's much bigger than any human. And these prints came out of the water. They walked down the shore for about 2 miles, and then they went back in the water. And of course, this drew a lot of attention, not just to Clearwater Beach, but to Florida in general. And what is this thing that just walked out of the water, enjoyed the beautiful stroll along the beach, and went right back in? So what did they do? They photographed the footprints, they made plaster casts of them, and then theories started to fly. What had just come out of the water? What was this thing walking along our beautiful beaches? Experts thought it had to be around a 2,000-pound creature that came out of the water because the prints were so deep in the sand. It wasn't like it just barely walked across the sand. I mean, like, it put a print in the sand. And that's not the funny thing. The first thing that it happened is like, okay, it's a one-off. But then it appeared again. It appeared up and down the coast. It appeared on a nearby island. It even appeared up as far as the Swanee River in the Panhandle. So what is this? They didn't know. The monster actually became known as the Clearwater Monster, or Old Three Toes, because it was a three-toed footprint. The monster had even gone as far as knocking over a lifeguard's stand and left mysterious feathers in its wake. And nobody knew what was terrorizing the beaches and the shores of Florida, or even the rivers. This was a complete mystery to Florida. So July of 1948, a possible sighting took place. A possible sighting of the monster happened when the students of the Dunedin Flying School were flying over Clearwater Beach and out in the ocean, and they described a mysterious creature swimming along the Clearwater Bridge. So if you've ever been in Clearwater, you're going over the bridge to the beach. That's the bridge. They saw this mysterious creature swimming around it. And it was described as a furry log with a head like a boar. I don't know about you guys, but that is a really weird creature. And then a couple on the beach said that they saw a large furry beast waddling down the beach and then going back into the surf. Of course, since there were no up-close witnesses, they didn't know what Old Three Toes was precisely. They knew it was furry, they knew it was big, it approximately weighed 2,000 pounds, but what was it? A zoologist, Ivan Sanderson, from New York City, came to investigate. He had seen the prints, he had studied them since they appeared, and he wanted to know what they were. Now, of course, Sanderson was no stranger to these things. He had actually studied weird creatures before, and in fact, he is the man that coined the term cryptozoology. So he was into this stuff. You know, he had examined the skunk ape, or Bigfoot, and he had looked at these things. He had examined all the evidence of Old Three Toes, and he thought there was no way this is a hoax. He gave his expert opinion and said that the most logical explanation was that a previously unknown species of giant penguin that had to be near 15 feet tall had come upon Clearwater Beach, and it had been calling the ocean home for a very long time. So, think about it. This man just said a huge penguin is hiding off the coast of Florida. And I know that Florida has a lot of weird things, but a huge penguin? And he might not have been wrong. I mean, the prints appeared for another 10 years, but nobody ever got a good look at this giant penguin of Clearwater. Do you know why they didn't get a good look? That's because the giant penguin of Clearwater turned out to be Tony I'm going to say his name wrong, Signorini. And what was Tony Signorini doing? He was stomping around the sand with a 30-pound lead shoe that resembled a penguin foot. Okay, so my question at this point is, why? And I'm sure the why is to have fun. And two, how the hell did you walk around in those shoes? That is a 30-pound lead shoe, and you are just stomping around. Your calves had to be seriously, you had to have some muscles, man. That's 30 pounds in the sand. It is hard to just walk in the sand sometimes. And then you see these people running in the sand, and I'm like, well, go you, because I can't do it. But this man is walking around with a 30-pound lead shoe in the sand, creating these prints. Alright, let's get back to the why. Signorini and his boss at Auto Electric were well-known pranksters. They got enjoyment out of just messing with others. His boss was Al Williams. And Al Williams had seen a photo of a dinosaur footprint in Nat Geo magazine, and he decided that they could do that. They could replicate that dinosaur footprint. And they had all the tools at their disposal at their auto repair shop to make something like that. So what did they do? They made something like that. They created metal plates, and they attached it to a regular pair of tennis shoes. And then they went offshore on a boat, and Signorini got out in the water one night, walked ashore, wandered along the beach, took his nice little stroll, and then walked back to the boat, leaving these footprints behind. And of course, somebody's got to find these prints, so what do? They got a friend on it. A friend got in on it. He was the one that discovered the footprints the next morning. He reported them. And to everyone's surprise, this man had now discovered a mysterious animal that had come ashore in Clearwater. Well, Al Williams died in 1969, and Mr. Sanderson died in 1973. And Mr. Signorini, he decided to wait 15 more years before he confessed to what he and his friends had done in 1988. So he waited a long time, like 40 years, to tell people what he had done. Not only that, but he still had the metal shoes, and he was absolutely happy to put them on and show them how he had created Old Three Toes. I mean, honestly, these are the kind of people I'd want to hang out with. You know, you want to have some fun, you want to mess with things, but you want to do it in good spirits, and that's exactly what these guys did. They created the Penguin of Clearwater, Old Three Toes, and a legend that still exists to this day. Was it a hoax? Absolutely. But was it a fun one? You betcha. I'm sure that they had a lot of fun. I feel for Signorini walking around in those 30-pound shoes. He had to have some muscles. But you know what? He did it. And we still talk about it to this day. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about one of Florida's weirder mysteries. And of course, I think that takes our cake as Florida Man, because Florida Man's always doing his own thing, and I definitely think that fits the bill for these people today. Thanks for listening, you guys. Sorry it's been a short episode. It's moving week. Next week's going to be much better. Of course, I have some awesome topics picked out, especially for this new season. Again, say hi. Send me an email. Hit me up on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. I love hearing from you guys. You guys are simply awesome. And don't forget to invite your friends to listen. If you like it, you know other people are going to like it too. So guys, don't forget to drink water, wear your sunscreen, keep an eye out on the weather, and as always, that's your daily dose of sunshine.